Hey guys, welcome. This is 24-bit. What episode again are you doing?
Like the fourth.
The fourth episode, right?
Yeah.
And I'm Nick Kanali.
Chenzo Emmanuel.
Kaluka Wanjana.
Yes. And 24-bit, just to give you a brief, it's a conversation around technology. We just gather around to talk about technology, what happened last week, what happened this week, just to share, what we wrote in our different blogs around technology. So welcome guys, and just to mention, we're at Legibra. Thanks for hosting us guys. And just to learn more about Legibra, you can go and visit www.legibra.com.
Yes.
Yes, legibra.com. And so guys, lots of things happened since we last did our last episode. Yeah, a lot of things. We've written about, we've attended these events. And let's start with a few smartphone launches. Tecno launched the Phantom 8 in Dubai, not locally, but they're having a local launch next week, 15th or 14th?
14th.
I just know it will be a Friday, right?
No, it's not a Friday, it's a Tuesday. Wednesday or Tuesday?
I like
Yeah.
Fridays.
So Tecno is launching the Phantom 8 locally on 15th. And yes, we've written about this. And they're doing good, right? Let me just say that. So what do you think? Your first impression of the Phantom 8?
First impression will be actually use the phone, since I'm yet to see it. I just saw a terrible video on YouTube, the live stream, and a press release with the specifications. Not much. So I'm waiting to see the phone in person. Yeah.
From what you've read online, from what you've written, the specs, what do you think about the device?
I think it's good. For a premium phone, it's good. But as Chenzo said, I have to see the device to actually determine if it's worth your money or not. Yeah.
So probably we have to wait until 15th or 14th.
Yeah. But from the specs, it looks good. Yeah. I can't complain. I think it's better than the 6.
The 6, huh?
Yeah. When you compare the specs, it looks better. I'm not sure about the design and the build. I don't know if it's metallic or plastic. I'm not sure about that, but it looks good. So I'll have to see it live to actually determine what it's about.
Yeah, but something interesting. They launched.
Forgotten the Diamond Fire design.
But interestingly, I was expecting them to launch the 8 plus the 8 plus.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Maybe it's still a surprise. Maybe it's still coming. I don't know. Traditionally, Tecno usually just goes all out and shows you we're having this and this.
Yeah.
Infinix is the one that has been holding out for a surprise. They'll launch this, then 2 weeks down the line or 4 weeks down the line, word starts spreading around that they are doing a plus or a pro version. So maybe Tecno will do that. I really don't know. Or maybe they'll stick with one device. It's hard to tell. But since now last year they started a global expansion.
Yeah.
So they are in more markets. They're in the Middle East. They are going to Latin America. Maybe this is a strategy to consolidate the audiences they are getting on all those new markets around one experience. Something I hope it is. Or maybe they still have something in store. At this point, it's hard to tell. Or maybe the superior version will be Manchester City. Phantom.
Or even a Phantom 8 mini.
Maybe.
That will be a terrible idea.
Because I think they had a Phantom. Was it Air?
There used to be an Air. There was an Air Plus.
Yeah. That can work.
Yeah, but again, as we said, we'll have to wait until next week when probably we'll get our hands on the device to just see what. If we're gonna love it, well, we'll tell you. If we don't, we'll just tell you still.
The one thing I'm holding out to see is what they've done with the software. Because to be honest, the software on Tecnos has been terrible. They brought on board what they call iOS.
I loved it.
I actually loved iOS on the Phantom 6 Plus last year. They made it chocolate gold, something that they call it a champagne gold. It blended into the the colors of the device, and it actually looked good. But still, that was just cosmetic. Behind it was just the good old user interface that I never really liked. So there's something about user interfaces, you just tweak them, because usage is psychological. There's a way you become familiar with something, find that things work and everything. I believe they have done that with the new device. I don't know if they have or they haven't, but I hope they have, because one of the disappointing things is it comes with Android 7. Well, there's Oreos out there, so hopefully there'll be an upgrade. But if history is anything to go by, that software journey could be longer, because Android 7 just hit the 6 Plus just a few months ago. Yeah. And now we have a new flagship device launching with last year's software, and another adulterated version of Tecno's own things. And now we hope it will get this year's software. It's a long call. Let's see what they really have on the phone. Let's not.
Let's just
But I hope they've actually fixed some of these things, and that we actually going to see a new, because this is their top device. So if you're going to pay over 30,000 shillings for this, you better get value for it.
They're selling at 30.
I've seen third parties have been selling the device for between 31 and 33,000 shillings. So you can find it in most spaces for 32,000 shillings. You can go to town and grab it for that much. But if you're going to buy a device for that, at least since it's their most premium phone, they need to deserve the people who are having it a little bit better.
Again, last time we spoke about, let's go to Oppo. Last time we spoke about the Oppo A71.
The A71.
And now they're launching the, what is it?
The
F5. F5.
What does the F in these things mean?
I've never bothered to ask, but I really want to know.
They're camera centered. Yes. But I'm so curious what the F means, and what the entry level and low mid range is usually A. So what the A means, what the F means, maybe, or they're just classes, I don't know, but there should be something.
I mean, from the teasers they've sent out, I saw in different blogs again about it. What should you expect? Consumers, what should they expect from the new? Any improvements from the F3?
Bezel-less. I think it's bezel-less, almost bezel-less or thin bezels, and they've moved the fingerprint sensor to the back, so you get more space at the front for the screen. So from the videos I've seen on YouTube, it looks good compared to the F3.
What I just don't get is why Oppo is taking long to move forward with the technology. Like, yes, F5 is a mid-range device, but there's still no USB-C, USB Type-C. USB Type-C basically means you don't have to worry about which side you plug in the cable, and also the charging should be a lot faster, which is something that shouldn't worry Oppo, since they have their own proprietary fast charging. But I don't think that makes it to the F series, does it? VOC doesn't. It doesn't make it. So I don't know why they are holding out on that one. But the good thing is there's still a 3.5mm headphone jack. Also, the F series being camera centric, I would have expected that they are going with this dual camera hype. They're not doing so. So they are putting since the focus is usually on the selfies, they are putting a very big 20 megapixel sensor on the front that's supposed to capture everything, including depth information, and isolate the background, and add bokeh for effects and all that. It would be interesting to experiment and see how that comes out. But there's one thing that caught my eye. They are doing they're saying this is their first artificial intelligence. AI phone. So I'm just curious how that is going to work. So far the videos I've checked, no one is so clear on how that one works. Because Huawei's way of showing AI smarts directly is you take a photo of, let's say this is a glass of water or a cup of tea to identify, because that is classed as food. You'll see the small food icon there. It is classed. I'm not so sure if Oppo's works like that, or even how superior it is, or how it even ages. Remember the first time Huawei talked about AI, and turned out to be just a nice marketing trick. That was in the Mate 9, right?
Yeah.
The Mate 9 ages well, but there's not much of that is visible to the end user. You just see your phone acting well, which is how technology should work. But I believe they could have done much better considering the hype they had last year around that. So I hope this time around it's better, and I hope that people who may not necessarily have all that money, almost 100,000 shillings to go buy the very high-end devices, can give out between 30,000 and a little over that to get a device that offers a similar experience. Just as we are having dual cameras on 18,000 shillings, 20,000 shillings, 25,000 shilling phones. It's high time we also had cool things like AI also coming in there. Could be tricks at this point, and something not worth really spending the money on, but could be something that works. I really hope it's the latter, because that will mean we're actually making progress, and actually could be a differentiator between the F5 and the other phones in the market. Because to be honest, what the F5 brings to the table at that, I expect it to be at least 30,000 shillings or 31,000.
Not more than that.
Not more than that, and since it's up, definitely not less than that. So at that price point, it's not really that cheap considering the market you're in, but it's also not expensive, definitely. So if they can get some of those things, it will be what differentiates them, because F5 at that price is exactly territory of the Phantom 8.
Exactly.
So that's one hell of a competitor. So it will have to rely on such features to make sure it excels. So it will be tough for Oppo and that phone. So let's hope these standout features really help, and that they've been around for a while now, that they have actually gotten their name out, and actually shouldn't be hard selling the F5.
And we'll try to talk to them and see if they can give us that device to just see what
to see the cameras.
And the new design, because I think it has a new design. Almost bezel-less. They're calling what are they calling it? It's not edge to edge like you can see on the Samsung S8, but it's somewhere close. Almost. Even still, though, Oppo's, I think they're trying, because they're popular for having very ungodly bezels.
Speaking, just sticking to devices again, Infinix also launching the Infinix 05. For starters, did you love the 04?
Unfortunately, I never got to use the 04 Pro. It was 04 Pro.
04 and 04 Pro.
I never got to use any of those over an extended period. I just encountered the 04 just here and there, and I got to encounter 04 Pro more often. But that was about it. It was just run-ins with the device, so I never got to use it the way I usually like using a phone and be able to tell you how it is. Like I know the back of this hand of mine, so I can't say much about it. What I know is the 04 Pro had a really good camera.
And was it 21 megapixels per video? No, was it 21.7? I think.
I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Zero phones are known for their cameras.
So 04 Pro had a really good camera. This is 05. There is no Pro.
There is a Pro.
There is a Pro. So I hope not just the Pro model, but even the standard 05.
Because I've actually used the standard 05. And it comes with two cameras at the back. But I think the front-facing one is, I'm not sure if it's 12 or 16, but on the Pro it's 16. 16 megapixel on the Pro, but it's quite good compared to the 04. It's quite an upgrade. Then if you look at the design, then two cameras. Now with the two cameras, the portrait mode works perfectly compared to the previous models. For me, that's what I saw. So for me, I think it's a good addition to the market.
So is this something we should really look forward to?
So pricing?
They have not revealed anything.
Will it be same level? Probably hit 30,000 shilling mark.
No,
I don't expect 30.
Maybe
because what I'm worried about here is, one, we have the Phantom 8 comes next week Tuesday, right? The Oppo F5 comes
next week on
The
20th.
following Monday.
the following Monday.
Yeah.
And then we have 05 coming when?
Is
I
it?
think this
Yeah, it's
week,
this
this
week.
coming week.
This coming, oh, it's
Yeah.
the one kickstarting Jumia Black Friday sales.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have 3 phones launching within like 2 weeks of each other, all with like what you'd call interesting features and specifications,
Yeah.
and they can only cannibalize each other's market. So that means pricing is a key factor. So if Tecno and Oppo priced almost similarly, that means they go head to head, right? If someone else is priced lower than them, you know, Kenya is a market of pricing. Forget everything else.
Yeah.
It's a market of pricing. Yes, we want all these features, but at the end of the day, what you have in the pocket is what counts.
Yeah.
And all these devices are captivating.
Yeah.
So what matters is, so if Infinix manages to price this thing just lower than those two, it has huge chances of just making things tougher for its competitors. Which will be interesting. The previous 04 started at
18.
18K.
Yeah,
And 04
the
Pro?
standard 18. The 04 Pro is around 20 something.
so,
Yeah, that's basic.
so they could be sticking with the same.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Well, let's wait for next week.
Yeah.
Then there's something interesting I read on Android Kenya about Nokia finally selling in Kenya.
Which Nokia?
Nokia 7.
Nokia 7.
Nokia
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
yes.
Because Nokia at the start of the year they released a bunch of devices. We got to have Nokia 6, then we got to have Nokia 5, then Nokia 3, and then somewhere in there, just recently we had Nokia 8. So Nokia 8 is the more premium of all the 4 devices that were there up to that point. But in between Nokia 6 and Nokia 8, there's a huge gap.
Yeah.
Because the Nokia 6 is it started retailing at 25,000 shillings in the Kenya market. Right now you can find it for less. Yeah, in shops across town. I've been seeing very interesting offers on Nokia devices. But the Nokia 8 goes for the cheapest you can find in this town is around 48,000 shillings. You'd find quite a number at 50,000 shillings. If you go to Safaricom, you need to part with 60,000 shillings. But the beauty is Safaricom throws in a Nokia 3310. They're giving in a 3310 for free in addition to that. But you see, there's a huge difference between where the Nokia 6 is priced at 20-something thousand shillings and where the Nokia 8 is priced at over 50,000 shillings. Almost double. So there needed to be some gap, some bridge in that gap, which is where the Nokia 7 comes.
And how much is it going for?
For an equivalent of 47,000 shillings, if I'm not wrong. I think Avechi is selling it for 46,000, 45,999. So that's basically 46,000. So that's why the Nokia 7 is important. Cool. Is it really 47? I don't know, I'm not so sure, but I think somewhere there. Because it will make sense between 46, 47 and 60 as far as the official pricing is concerned. But as much as it is selling, it's through a third party. It's not really official. HMD Global does have a local presence. The company has not said when we can expect to see the Nokia 7, but that should be soon. But well, I'm excited that then you can go out there and buy the Nokia 7, even though Avechi just take their time to deliver these things. Even though I'm excited about that, what I'm excited to hear from HMD Global's local office is when Nokia 2 is coming.
Yes, speaking of Nokia 2, I mean, it's actually the cheapest Nokia device right now, right?
It's the device that is coming to give Infinix Smart and Tecno Spark.
Yes. Real competition.
Real competition.
11,000
Because actually, right now with the 14,000 or even 13,000, you can get a deal on a Nokia 3 in town. So imagine if Nokia 2 comes, what kind of deals you'll be able to get.
10,000 or less.
And you know, it's Nokia as much as it's an HMD device. It's Nokia, the all Nokia brand that you knew. So they have a lot of guarantees. Even at that price, they promise the battery. In fact, it has a very big battery. So they promise the battery will just last as long as Nokia's are known for. The camera will be good. Like if you look at every other Nokia phone that has launched this year, The cameras are good.
Yeah.
Also the build quality. I was playing with a Nokia 6 the other day. It's really, really, really good. Like there's no phone in its price range that I can recommend over it. Yeah, that build thing is all good. So I can't wait to see what the Nokia 2 brings. That's the most exciting phone because where it comes in is actually where most people will be willing to spend.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, it's not just about spending. You're actually getting value for your money. Yeah. Because if you're going to spend, let's say, 10,000 shillings or a little less, you shouldn't feel like you're missing out as compared to someone who's spending 60,000 shillings on a Nokia 8. The experiences should vary based on feature set. But at the end of it all, these are just phones that do extra things. As much as we tend to use them the other way around as things that can also be the call. Yeah.
No, I mean, Nokia, then...
But now the question is the Nokia 2. Do you think people will be willing to buy the 2 compared to what they're being offered right now on the market? Because you have these phones that, they're cheap phones that come with big screens, big batteries from Infinix, Techno. Do you think Nokia has a chance of uprooting Infinix from that range?
Yes, they have a chance. They really have a good chance if they can. Because look at it this way. I mean, first let's look at the pricing. It's 11,500, right? And I think it all depends with the marketing strategy. How they come into the market, how they market the device will tell if people will buy that device.
Yeah.
But they can easily, beat these other companies like Techno, Infinix. Yeah. Because as Chenze said, you're getting value for your money. It's 11,500. I mean, that's very little money. I mean, normal Kenyan consumers will easily spend that on a device.
Don't make that
Not entirely.
11,500 is a lot of money. I know so many people will just pay rent for 2 months with that money. So.
If you can imagine someone buying their first smartphone, or someone who just got out of school and looking for a phone, they can't spend all that.
They don't even have anything to spend in the first place, so they're very tight on budget.
I'm trying to act rich, right?
Yeah, and it's showing. Look at it this way. The reason why we had the phones being adopted early, smartphones that were actually what you would say cheap, 2010, 2011, 2009, was the pricing factor. The Ideos started at what, 8,500? Yeah, it was 8,500 back then was not little money, but given how Safaricom pitched the device, all these features and everything, not many people knew what Android was. I bought one because I wanted the Android experience, but that's not what motivated many other people to buy it. It's because of what it was advertised for, the superior network experience, 3G on a smartphone, and then photos and all that. It was packaged nicely. So if HMD can do that, they'll have a good, because they have a head start. The devices are in Safaricom shops, which enjoy a lot of foot traffic. So just having it there alongside the other budget device
and the name
is encouraging. I wouldn't say so much about the name because the last time Nokia was that popular, and today there's a whole new lot of consumers who might not necessarily identify that brand. It's like Panasonic and Samsung. There's a generation that grew up seeing Panasonic hi-fi systems in the house and TVs. Then there's another that grew up with Samsung everywhere, and LG microsystems and hi-fi systems and CD changers and all that. So Nokia, yes, it has a name, and a lot of people can identify with it. Like we all here know what Nokia stands for and everything, but they need to make an effort. Like for instance, the kids sitting in their KC right now, I don't think they identify with Nokia that much. So for them, when they're done with the exams in another 2 weeks, most of them will go start hustling, get money, want to buy their own devices and all. For Nokia for HMD to get their money, we need to make an effort. Which is why the likes of Infinix can still win, because Infinix has done a lot of groundwork when it comes there. Goes to campuses, tries to connect with those young people. Because let's face it, other people have tried to do such strategies. Huawei tried. It didn't work. It didn't work. So as far as groundwork, they need to do it. That's the only way. Yes, the Nokia 2 is impressive. Yes, the Nokia 3 is impressive. Yes, they are budget phones. Yes, they have all these nice features. But those are features that those of us who
You can find them
who salivate at specs will know about.
Yeah.
But the ordinary user just wants to know, does it have a good camera? Infinix is all over screaming how good their cameras are. They're all over saying how long the batteries on their phones are.
Yeah.
HMD will need to go all out and do that.
Yeah.
Because it's a good phone, yes, but it's only a good phone when people know about it and they're able to use all those features or to want it because of all those features.
Yeah.
Because right now, it will be a while, maybe in another year, people will be anxious about there's a new Nokia and all that. But for now, they have to actually to blow the trumpet themselves, make some noise, because the Nokia 2 is brilliant.
Yeah,
the next thing is make sure everyone knows it's brilliant.
And my
Otherwise, Infinix will just keep doing what they know doing. And same case with Tecno. Like I was using the Spark this week, the K7. Really good phone. It's everywhere. You can't avoid it. Yeah. So something similar.
Yeah. But my hope is Nokia, try to bring that device here as soon as possible. Because trust me, we really need it.
Yes.
Then again, last week I received an email to attend the iPhone 8 launch, which I never made it to attend. Did you?
No.
Did you attend the event?
An iPhone, 100 people are to talk about iPhones.
Yeah, but David, our camera guy, attended the event.
Yeah.
But I saw a release from them. So the iPhone 8 was launched in Kenya. Officially in Kenya.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the first time I'm hearing of an iPhone event.
No, they've been there. The same guys who are behind the launch at Sarit and the smaller launch at Westgate, who are one of the authorized. They're like 5 resellers, authorized resellers of the iPhone in this country, of iPhone and Apple products. I think there are 5. Last time I checked, there were 5. So Elite Digital has been doing that for a while. And the last time I heard about an iPhone launch, it wasn't even Elite Digital, it was one of the other resellers who was doing a similar thing. There was another last year, there was another the year before. So these things have been around for a while. It's just that the market we are in, the iPhone is, let's accept it as status symbol because it's pricey, it's very expensive, and it's way out of the reach of many. Come on, we've spent considerable time talking about Nokia 2. These are the same people expect to buy iPhone 8. No. The iPhone 8, yes, it serves, it speaks to a certain people, type of people. I know people who've been waiting for Elite Digital to bring the iPhone 8. So that they can buy it, and I know others who are still considering buying the iPhone 8 and they're still waiting for the 10. So yes, there's a market, but let's be honest, there are not that many people. Because even when you look at those prices, we've already discussed here before about pricing devices of 100,000 shillings. It's crazy. It still remains crazy. It's out of the reach of many. Because at the end of the day, as much as we are all enthusiastic about technology and everything, these are just phones. They enable us. In the market that we are in, the first computer that anyone gets to own is a phone. That speaks volumes. The reason why it's the first a phone is the first computer is because your traditional understanding of a computer, a desktop PC or a laptop, that is too expensive already. So you're pricing another small computer the same price as that, or double or thrice, and they expect a difference. So the launch happened and everything, and for their target market they'll make a lot of sales, because there's so many Apple fans around who've been waiting for that. But outside that small niche customer base, no one else. And for some people like me anyway, iPhones are the last things that excite us. So
David told us if they really want, we want to take the device, they can easily give it to us. So probably we'll try to talk to them to try to give those Apple lovers. We are Android people. I'm an Android person actually. I can't use an iPhone. I can't spend more than 100,000 on a device.
I can use an iPhone. I've owned an iPhone before, but it's just that it's not the thing that excites me, right? I appreciate iPhones for what they are. In this day and age that we are living, the iPhone is the Toyota of our generation. It's the Toyota small car. It's we just happen to be in a market where things are a bit different, and the iPhone doesn't sell as much. But in any good year, there are over 60 million iPhones being sold. So that's a mass market product by every measure. It might be expensive, yes, but it's a mass market, and it pushes the boundaries of technology. Like right now, the new iPhones, the 8, 8 Plus, the 10, they have wireless charging.
Yeah.
Now that means, and they support Qi wireless charging. That means someone who loves technology, that means technology wins. Yeah. I might not necessarily be an advocate of the product, but what it does to the market is amazing. Right now we are talking about telephoto lenses on all these new upcoming devices.
Yeah.
We have Apple to thank for that. They are not necessarily the people who went to market first with the technology, but by them putting it in their products is like the biggest endorsement any kind of technology can get in the world right now. And being market leaders, that means every other device that comes through the pipeline has to have it. Because one, I don't have an iPhone, but I wish I had one. So I don't have it today because I can't afford it. So if you want to entice me, you'll need to include iPhone features in the phone I can afford. Yeah. So that role that Apple plays in the mobile ecosystem is the most important, and it's why I appreciate them. Probably will not have people pushing the envelope to the extremes that they are if Apple didn't exist. Yeah. Right now with the 10, the almost bezel-less display and everything, it's the reason why we are discussing an Oppo phone.
And we'll continue discussing them.
Because of such things.
Okay, so let's just stick to Android. Now again, let's talking about device. Let's talk about last week when we were here. I mean the previous week, we talked about Twitter planning to expand, to increase the character limit to 280. They finally did, despite some of us complaining that they don't want to read essays on Twitter. Okay.
But I think it's the fine, as in, I think the explanation was they want to attract people who are not using Twitter at the moment, and to give those who want to say more a chance to actually write more. And attract, and at the same time attract new users. So and with attracting new users, you're attracting advertisers, and they're here to make money. So if people don't like it, then
people like me.
But for me, I don't have a problem with it. You know, I see people complaining, but for me, I'm okay. I mean, I don't use Twitter that much, but if I want to use the 280 characters, I can use it.
I mean, about attracting new users, it's going to work for them, because I have a friend who's telling me, no, I cannot join Twitter.
And there are people who are using, and there are people who are using Twitter. They're saying now it's time to move out of.
But how do they go if they leave Twitter?
But for Twitter, I think it's attracting new users, and they have to attract new users if they want to make money, because they are not making as much money as they could be. Because they have a problem attracting people to the platform. So if you're not attracting people, you're not attracting advertisers, you're not attracting money. So you have to do something to attract people to the platform. So even if people complain, if 2 people complain about your features, and then but 10 people come in and 2 people complain, you're still winning.
I'm just happy you can find right poems. I mean, we spent the entire high school being taught poems. Why are you going to apply this knowledge
on Facebook?
No, but you don't want to use Facebook. You're already on Twitter.
I have an audience on Twitter of like 10 people. So they need poems. They need those poems. I mean, we can finally explain things, and finally, when a new world law is being caused by Twitter, at least there'll be an explanation.
You have a chance to explain yourself.
But I mean, let's hope it works for them. I mean, they also did something which maybe we should talk about briefly. It's expanding the
bio.
The name.
Your name, your display name to 50 characters from 20.
I didn't even know it was 20.
Bro, they were
It was 20 previously, so it's now 50.
Me, I've never needed to use all that.
But you know, it actually works for us because we have people of tribes or cultures that have actually friends in West Africa, Nigerians, India. They have very long names, so the 50 characters would work for them.
Because for me, I didn't even know there was a limit on
No, it used to be 20 characters. Now it's
Actually, never. I actually never noticed that I ever needed such a feature. Cool. It's cool to know that next time I want to change my name, I can just go as far as I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to edit a lot.
But there's still no edit button.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Do we really need it?
Yes, we do. Come on. The same way. Speaking of edit button, the same way WhatsApp came up with a delete message.
But
feature.
for the WhatsApp delete, you have
For
to
WhatsApp?
know. You have to delete the message after within
7 minutes. 7 minutes. Yeah, 7
Yeah.
minutes.
After that, you're on your own. If you send your message to the wrong person, you're on your own. But I think Twitter can include something like that,
Yeah.
where you can edit your tweet maybe within 2 minutes, 1 minute,
Yeah, maybe.
before maybe people start interacting. You have the option of editing, maybe correcting the typo, if there is one.
No, them doing that will just make us more careless. One, we were getting so good at curating small messages.
Yeah.
And we were getting so good at double checking our grammar before
Yeah.
posting. Now we can write anything we want on Twitter, and next thing we don't have to care about grammar because we can correct. No way.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this week. I know there are a lot of things that happen, but we can't talk about everything because of time. But again, just to mention, we
But-
acknowledge.
There is one.
What-
Snapchat isn't making money.
Oh, and Snapchat is working on a new Android app from the ground up.
Yeah.
You people use Snapchat.
No,
They want
I don't
to.
use-
They,
I don't
same
use
thing,
Snapchat.
they want to attract
They're-
people above, I think, 34 years. They're saying because right now they are.
but none of us here is above that 4 years and we
18 to
don't use
34.
Snapchat.
So,
That
but mainly it's attracting people who are not using it
Okay, yeah,
because they are
60.
saying it's complicated. So they want to attract people who are not using it because they think it's complicated.
For the record, I'm not on Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat. I've never used
But
Snapchat.
you'll start using it with the new app.
That's it for today. I know there are a lot of things that happen that we can't talk about because of time.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned before, we at Legibra, really nice guys for hosting us. They do a lot of stuff around web hosting, web design. What else?
anything,
registration.
domain registration,
Yeah.
renewals, emails, like
Emails,
corporate,
So
private,
just
all
talk
that.
to them. Just go to www.legibra.com to just learn about all these things.
Yeah.
But for now, thanks for watching. I'm Nick Canali. I blog at techtrends.ke.co.ke.
Kaluka Wanjala, tekarina.co.ke.
Chenzi Emmanuel, androidkenya.com.
Yes. Thank you for watching. And next week, just remember to catch up. There are a lot of things happening in mobile devices, launches, everything you need to know about. So subscribe, watch Twitter at 24bit, Instagram 24bit_tech, Facebook 24bit. Where are we again?
Real life,
YouTube.
Our YouTube channel.
24
Subscribe.
bits.
Subscribe and share it. No, we are not on Snapchat. Yeah. Thanks guys for watching.